Hello, welcome to yet another case study. This time we will see a case study on the Japan Airlines 516, which crashed on uh, Haneda Airport on the January 2nd, 2024. Now, what is the case here? Like on the 2nd January 2024, a runway collision occurred at the Haneda Airport in Tokyo, Japan, between the Airbus A350 and operating Japan Airlines Flight 516 or JAL 516 and de Havilland Canada Dash 8 Q300 operated by the Japan Coast Guard. The Japan Coast Guard uh, uh, air vehicle or aeroplane was also standing where, just beside the runway, about to take off, and then the crash occurs. Now, JL 516 was a scheduled domestic passenger flight from New Chitose Airport near Sapporo, Japan, to Haneda Airport in Tokyo, and the Coast Guard plane was on a relief mission in response to the 2024 Noto earthquake, which had occurred just the day before. Now, the crash happened basically 1627. The sequence, what happened is what is being told here. Like, the Japan Airlines Flight 516 departed the airport, the New Chitose Airport, and on its route to Haneda Airport at 4:27. The flight landed after dark with light and variable winds, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, few clouds at 2000 feet, and a scattered cloud layer at 9000 feet. At approximately 5:47 Japan Standard Time, it collided with the Japan Coast Guard Dash 8, identified by its call sign and registration number JA722A, while landing on runway 34R at the Haneda Airport. The CCTV footage shows a fireball erupting from the aircraft, leaving the plane in a fiery trail as it traveled down the runway about 0.62 miles before coming to a stop on the grass apron beside the runway. The Japan Coast Guard aircraft carrying six crew members was preparing to bring supplies to an airbase at Niigata in response to the 2024 Noto earthquake, which had occurred the day before. It was one of the it was one of the four aircraft deployed by the government to provide help to the affected areas. The aircraft was stationary on the runway for around 40 seconds before the collision. The captain reported that the back of the aircraft suddenly caught fire shortly after he had increased the engine power before exploding following the collision. He survived with minor injuries, while the remaining five crew members were confirmed dead by the Tokyo Fire Department. The wreckage of the Coast Guard aircraft was left several hundred meters away from the stopping point of the JL plane. Now, this is how the disaster unfolded. Here is the JL 516, trying to land, and as it came, the at this place was the uh, Coast Guard flight standing just to enter the 34-hour runway, and by the time it collided here, and after that, this plane got fire, and then it landed. It stopped here at this place while it had literally got into fire. Okay, the passenger jet collides with the Coast Guard plane that is preparing to take off from the same runway, and five of the six crew members on the Coast Guard's plane are killed because this got immediately exploded, and the Airbus burst into flames and skids down the runway. All the 79 passengers and the crew from the Airbus managed to escape. Now that is what we are going to see, like how what made it possible for them to escape. The top view of the airport shows here that the dash took place here, the collision took place here, and the A350's wreckage was found here. It slided down up to around six, eight, or something run of miles run there, and then it stopped here, right? Uh, the evacuation with the right engine still running, all 367 passengers and 12 crew members, totally around 379 people on board JAL 516, evacuated through three of the plane's eight evacuation slides located at doors 1L, 1R, and 4L. JAL said the plane's in-flight announcement system had failed, leading the crew to give instructions through megaphones or by shouting. 43 foreign nationals and 8 children were on board. Two pets, a dog and a cat, were checked in on board and died. 14 people on board suffered minor injuries, 4 of whom were taken to a hospital. It was noted that no one exited with the hand luggage, a factor that facilitated a smoother evacuation process. The plane was fully evacuated at 6:05, 20 minutes after the landing. According to Japanese public broadcaster, the captain was the last person to leave the plane. Now, this is the wreckage of A350 that we see here after it has completely burned down. And it has also shown that, here that most of the plane's parts were made out of carbon fiber, and these are the materials that are probably used for carbon fiber reinforced plastic here, and that was one attribute for the plane to withstand that 18 to 20 minutes after it caught fire, and by the time the people could, all the passengers could escape. Now, in the conclusion, we will say that another factor that was cited in the survival of those on board was that the aircraft was one of the first commercial models to be made of composite carbon fiber, and carbon fiber materials appear to have withstood the initial impact in the collision and the fire relatively well. The plane did not explode. Maybe it was carrying low amount of fuel. It was also predicted. The materials of the internal of the plane were made of fire retardants. Okay, so this was a major understanding that we must take home, that the materials play a major role in the making of the aircraft, not only for making it light but also in during such impact and the explosion, and it could withstand around 18 to 20 minutes of fire, engulfed fire, and then the people could escape out unhurt, or like all the people, 379 um, passengers and crew members both put together escaped. And it is very unfortunate that the Coast Guard flight, the 5 of them were killed, but in this plane, the passenger plane, everyone escaped. Thank you very much for being with me on this case study. We will meet once again on another case study. Till then, bye. This is Dr. Ilangovan, from professor from the Department of Aerospace Engineering, SNS College of Technology. Thank you very much.